Good morning. I'm here to give a soil cube update. Last week, I purchased a soil cube. It was the first time ever trying soil cube. And if you saw my live last time, I chose to pick it up because we have a truck to save all of $20. It was a terrible experience picking it up. It is probably worth every penny to pay that $20 for someone to deliver it to you for many reasons. One, picking it up, it was horrible. It took forever. It was a waste of gas money and my time. Could have been better spent. Also, which I didn't think about what was I going to do? How was I going to get it out of the pickup truck when I got it home? Didn't think about that at all. If they deliver it, they put it wherever you want it within reason, wherever their forklift can put it. So it could have been for $20 delivered to my house and put in the corner of my driveway, and then I could have left it there until I felt like moving it. My husband got home from work that night and looked at it and said, "When are you going to have that out of my truck?" I'm like, "I don't know, not anytime soon." He goes, "My truck has to go out of town with me tomorrow." So I spent majority of my evening in the dark moving that soil cube, which is, I guess it's 27 cubic feet of soil. But it was kind of damp inside. It was heavy. It was so heavy. But I spent the most of the evening shoveling that out of that bag and into a wheelbarrow and then dumping it around our property because I had to have it out that night. That sucked too. So my effort to save $20 was, in hindsight, completely stupid. But I learned. Maybe you learned from me too. So that's where we left off, was purchasing it. I think it was $149 if I went and got it, instead of $169 delivered. The pickup experience was terrible, and the getting it out of the truck was terrible. What I'm going to talk about this morning is what my plans are for it, and that I tested it first. I think I told you on the last live, I wasn't going to use it or plant anything in it until I had a chance to test it, because I have been burned with a bad delivery of soil or compost in the past. So what I did is I took some of that soil cube, put it in a seed starting tray, and put in a fast germinating and fast growing seed, which I chose radish. You could also do peas. Put radish seeds in it to see if it germinated, how well it germinated, and also to see what the plants looked like and the vigor of the plants. So here are the radish seedlings. What you'll see is there's no yellowing or discoloration of the leaves. They all look extremely healthy. I did not add any perlite to this. I just did straight soil cube to try and assess it on its own. I will say it is quite dense, and before I plant anything else in it, I will add perlite to it to help improve the aeration. I like to look at what's going on below the soil also. So they've got decent roots. Some of the roots were even starting to come out of the bottom of the tray. So now that I have tested it, I feel confident planting things in it. And my plan is right now to mostly fill grow bags with this soil cube, because I'm going to do a lot of my peppers. I'm going to go ahead and plant a bunch of my pepper plants into grow bags, because peppers are so slow. If I put them in grow bags, they can be outside right now, and if we get a cold snap, I can pull them into the garage and they'll be okay. But they can go ahead and get growing. So hopefully I'm harvesting peppers sooner than October. I feel like October is when I normally get to harvest peppers. These pepper seedlings were started on January 20th. They're doing really well. They were started in a mix of Coco Loco potting mix, and I also added some of my insect frass when I started these seeds and when I potted them up. So that's the plan with the soil cube. I'm gonna add perlite to it and put it in 7-gallon grow bags, and then put my peppers in the 7-gallon grow bags. And I'm only gonna fill the grow bags about halfway full because I don't feel like they need the entire bag's worth of soil. That seems like a lot. These would probably be happy in 5-gallon grow bags or even smaller. And if you've noticed, I haven't topped my peppers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm so on the fence with that. Some people swear by it, other people don't like it. You know, if you top them, you're gonna get branches, so you might get more peppers and bushier pepper plants, but if you don't top them, you'll get peppers sooner. I think I want peppers sooner. So I'm very, very, very happy with the product. I wasn't happy with the experience that I chose. That was on me. I chose that experience. Well, I didn't choose that experience. I chose to go pick it up, and that was not a good idea. So I can say that I recommend Soil Cube if you have it delivered and if you test it first. I mean, just because the batch I got was good doesn't mean every batch is good. Don't forget, anytime you are getting something outside of what you can make yourself, you're taking a risk, and it's smart to do a quick germination test before you plant anything in it. Imagine if you added it to your garden bed and it turned out to be contaminated with herbicides. I mean, your whole garden would be ruined that year. Let's see what we got going on. I'm actually in the process of transferring these out of my bootstrap pots into some nursery pots I'm reusing because I am taking these to my yoga teacher this morning. We're trading pepper plants for strawberry plants. I think I've seen a bunch of comments come through, so let me scroll back and see what we've got going on. If you have anything that's a super burning question, please drop it in the question bubble at the bottom of the screen, and then I won't miss it. I definitely recommend if you buy anything, sometimes even bagged mixes, it's always a good idea to test it first with a fast germinating, fast growing seed like peas or radish. So Kate tops her small peppers, not her bell peppers. Kate, is that because the small peppers grow faster than the bell peppers? Now that you mention it, my bell peppers are typically the ones that take the longest. So maybe I'll try topping some of my smaller ones. I actually planted 2 peppers. So 2 of the peppers that I overwintered last year kind of never got rid of some of their leaves, even though I completely pruned them. They just really wanted to keep their leaves. I went ahead and planted them outside. So we'll see what happens. You planted these seeds Friday. No, I planted them January 20th. How do you test the soil? You test the soil by putting some in a little tray and putting in seeds that are fast germinating and fast growing, like radishes or peas. And then you make sure they germinate. And then you look for stunted growth or discoloration, just basically not looking healthy at all. I overwintered some peppers, but a couple are really dead. Oh, well, some of mine are too. When I overwinter peppers, I basically hope for half to survive because I'm very much neglecting them. I'm not spending a lot of time on them. And if I get 30% alive, I'm happy. How many pepper seeds do you plant per pot? So if I'm starting my pepper seeds in something like this, I put 1 pepper seed per cell, sometimes 2. And that is why I now have 81 pepper plants and space for 8 pepper plants in my garden, which is why I am able to trade my yoga teacher some pepper plants for some strawberry plants because I have too many. So if you're unsure of the seeds, I would plant at least 2 in every pot or cell. if the seeds are brand new and you're not worried about germination, then, you know, one should be fine. Oh, so the test seeds were planted Friday is what I meant. The test seeds, these were planted whatever day I got the soil cube. Thursday. Okay, so last Thursday, what's today? Wednesday. So less than a week ago. So last Thursday, I got the soil cube and immediately went inside and did this. So these are from and so this is Thursday night. So technically, yeah, I guess Friday. Kate says, yeah, I don't notice that topping my small peppers slows them down and I get more. Bells are slow and notice my bells are smaller if I top them and slows them down a lot. That's really good info, Kate. I think I agree with that. I'm definitely not going to top my bell pepper plants. These are a type of bell pepper plant. These are called kaleidoscope. They're new to me this year. They're supposed to have several different colors, and they might even be, they already have flowers on them. So that's cool. And then what else am I giving him? I'm giving him red bell peppers, which are these. And I'm giving him sugar. This is a sugar rush peach. Can you return the soil cube if it's contaminated? Let me hope I get this right. I saw on their website that if you are not satisfied with it, they will come pick up the bag out of your driveway and give you all your money back. I don't know if that's only if you pay to have it delivered. Because I was like, because I had to empty mine to get, so my husband could use his truck the next day, take it out of town. I don't know what I would have done. You know what? I just would have eaten the cost of it because there's no way I would have shoveled it all back into the bag. But yes, there should be 100% money back guarantee from what I read on the website. Do you have a post about bokashi buckets? Yes, I have a story highlight and I have a guide in my profile all about bokashi. And I actually, let me grab my bokashi bucket right now. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So here is a bucket that I recently did. I closed it on March 1st. The 2-week checkpoint will be March 15th. And almost all my bokashi buckets are ready to go at the 2-week check mark. So all my bokashi buckets have a gamma lid, which has a gasket and a seal so that there's no smell. So like this has been, you saw, I just went and got this out of the corner. This has been hanging out in my dining room. Need to do something about the sun. This has been hanging out in my dining room and my family has no idea. There's no smell coming out of it. Oh my God. It is definitely not ready. It's definitely not ready because it smells like, food that's going bad. When it is ready, it's going to smell like very strong fermented food, like sauerkraut, a very vinegary pickle. And then this is the one. This is the one I am currently adding to. So I've got 2 in my dining room right now. I've got to do something about this sun. That's better. So this is the one we're currently adding to. And in this one, got another gamma lid. I also have this that I've been testing out. A company sent this to me for free. This is called an airscape lid, and the handle squeezes for you to put it in, press it down, like that. So I guess it could also help with smell if you didn't have a gamma lid, but it also keeps air off of the food, which is what you want because it's an anaerobic process. So you want as little air where the food and the bokashi bran are as possible. And the key to the bokashi bucket is the bokashi bran. I'm testing out a new to me bokashi bran from SD Microbes, where they're using spent beer grains from an organic brewery. And then it's inoculated with microbes that do the fermentation of the food. I just made a big mess. All right. That is a big mess. I'm checking the comments. Who did you buy the soil bag from? The location that I got it from here in Charlotte was called Super Sod. But if you go to the Soil Cube website, I think they sell it in lots of southern states. So you can just figure out who has it near you or have it delivered. And they also have, so I got the compost. I guess new this year is something called the veggie mix. It was more expensive, and so I didn't get that one. I wanted to just try the compost. They do have the veggie mix. And also, if you don't want 27 cubic feet or to spend that much money, they have, I don't know what size they are, they have smaller bags of the compost and the veggie mix that you can go pick up with a car. You don't need a truck or anything. I mean, they're like this big. Where did you get your bucket? Well, this bucket is from Home Depot for $5. So you don't need to pay a lot of money for a bokashi bucket. You make it yourself. You get a $5 Lowe's or Home Depot bucket. Don't pay for a Lowe's or Home Depot lid. Go on Amazon and buy a Gamma lid. They're like $14. So you can make your bucket for all of $19. And then all you have to do is buy the bran. You might think the bran is expensive with the cost of shipping also, but if you do the math for how long, see how long your bag of bran lasts you, and then divide that out by 12, I figured out what I was paying for the bran and how long it lasted me. It ended up being like $2.14 a month. And for me to be a zero food waste household, and to have it heat up my compost pile, I'm willing to pay $2.14 a month. Okay, Hillary Homegrown said Gamma lids are significantly cheaper at Menards. Where is Menards? We don't have Menards, but everybody is always talking about all the gardeners find all this amazing stuff at Menards. I don't know if it's a Midwest thing or what. We don't have them. I've never seen Gamma lids sold in a store anywhere near me. They were new to me. Stacy from Seed and Trellis, when she was teaching me about bokashi, introduced them to me. I had never even heard of them before or seen them. I don't think there's any other questions at this time. If you're just joining, I'll do a really quick recap. I got a soil cube, bought it with my own money to test it out. And I did a seed test on it before planting anything in it. These are radishes. It looks great. There's no deformity. There's no stunted growth. There's no yellowing of the leaves. So I feel confident using the soil cube to grow some peppers in grow bags. I also put some down on a sheet mulch project and planted directly in it, and the plants are doing great. So I had never tried soil cube until this year. I had seen many, many gardeners use it. I like to make my own compost, but I did not have enough right now for what I wanted to do. I have 2 piles currently cooking, but that weren't ready. So I decided to try it out, and I am happy with it. My caveat is that I would never go pick it up again. I would pay the $20 to have it delivered. And if there's no other questions, I will pot these into different containers for my yoga teacher to take them to yoga today. And that is it. I need to go back and watch the bokashi post. So you don't add food scraps directly to the compost bin. I used to add all of our kitchen scraps directly to the compost bin. The bokashi allows me to confidently compost things like meat, dairy, bones, oily foods, cooked foods, things I was nervous to put into my outdoor open air compost bin before. Also, whatever's going on in the bokashi bin with the microbes doing whatever they do, when I add a bokashi bucket to my compost pile, as opposed to just adding kitchen scraps, that compost pile within 72 hours heats up over 130 almost without fail, no matter what the temperature is outside here in North Carolina. So for me to get the pile cooking and to be able to be a zero food waste household, it's absolutely worth it to me, and I like doing it. When I realized how heavy these buckets are, and that a lot of that was probably still going into our trash bins, but now none of it is going into our trash bins, like it's just a really good feeling. But if you don't bokashi, you can add your kitchen scraps directly to your compost piles, whether you're hot composting, whether you're cold composting. Just bury them really well so that you don't have things wanting to dig in your piles. And you do have to be careful adding things like meat and dairy and cooked foods, just because of pathogens. When you're doing a hot compost pile and the bokashi compost, you're kind of eliminating the issue of the pathogens. And on that note, I will bid you adieu.